So asset management is a huge part of a general mobile support strategy, and I'd say let's start with the facts. Mobile device environments are becoming more and more complex every day. Mobility is expanding, so that means that there's more mobile devices in the workplace. And the different applications and device types are also expanding. There's different iOS types or OS types, and there's a bunch of different ruggedized devices or consumer type devices that can be used. And all that leads to a really complex level of management that is ultimately required. So with that complexity, it really demands a need to have a very good level of visibility into all those assets, into where they are, how they're being used, who's using them, are they using them correctly, where are they? So as those device environments get increasingly more complex, it's even more and more important to have a robust visibility and asset management strategy. You have to know where your assets are at any given point in time, who's using them, what locations they're in, what level and stage of repair they may be in. Devices will always break, and there's always going to be issues, and you really have to have visibility into all those different stages of the life cycle of a device, and there's a lot to consider when you're doing that. If you're not fully aware of where your assets are, how they're being used, and what's happening when employees are coming in and out of the workplace, you have a risk of asset loss or assets that may not being used that should be being used, and vice versa. And that's really an important consideration. And without that proper strategy to constantly know where things are, you're going to run into issues.